The home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. Well, what do we have here? If it ain't another time Deion Sanders jackass moment. Once again, Deion shows why he's an utter and complete ass to those of us that recognize what an utter and complete ass looks like. You know, his little groupies and man crushes out there, they're still in denial, but they'll see pretty soon. But once again, in his response to Pat Narduzzi, who was basically calling him out a little bit about the fact how he run off those Colorado players. Basically, him and his assistants told those players, look, if you stay, you might still keep your scholarship, but you're not going to participate in any football activities. Basically, he forced them out. And Pat had an opinion on that. And Deion responds in fine Deion fashion, as he always does, in a jackass type way, and shows why he knows absolutely nothing about respect. Let's talk about it. Mounted up and ready to ride. It's another grilling session brought to you by the outlaw of college football. I can also be found on Twitter at OCF Productions and on Facebook under Jesse Paul Clark, spelled Jesse without the I. Now, let's get to the talk. Time Deion Sanders. Time. Run his mouth again. He just can't seem to stay out of his own way. I don't know why it surprises me or anybody else, because he's always been like that. Because he's always gotten his way about just about everything that he's wanted. I mean, after all, the man is probably the best defensive back of all time, outside of maybe Ronnie Lott. But Pat Narduzzi, the head coach at Pittsburgh, took a little jab at him. So you really can't blame Deion in a way. I mean, he did jab back, but when he jabbed back, he said something to me that come across as not just disrespectful, but just makes him look like he's stupid and he don't know college football, and he's just doing this as a attention whore type thing, which is what he's doing, because that's what he is. He's an attention whore. Let's be honest about it. I know we got a lot of prime time Deion Sanders fans out there. I like to call him Coach Prime. He wants all the respect, he wants to be called coach, but then when you call him coach, you're supposed to call him a cartoon character. Not calling him Coach Prime unless I'm repeating it by other people saying it. What he is his name is Deion Sanders, and I call him Coach Contime. So anyway, Contime was asked about what Pat Narduzzi said about, them cutting these players. A lot of players have said that they were told by the coaches that, hey, you might as well go ahead and quit, because if you don't, we're going to cut you. You can stay on scholarship at Colorado, but you're not allowed to participate in any football activities. Which is a nice way of saying, hey, we know you're here to try to succeed in football. And that is, after all, what your scholarship's for. People try to come in here with that naive, holier-than-thou bullshit about, well, you're supposed to be able to go to school. Yeah, that's true, but if you bring in a student and you give them a scholarship on being a great mathematician, and then you tell them they can't participate in math contests, you see what I'm saying? That's a little effed up, if you ask me. And for them to tell them that's pretty bad. I mean, you signed a scholarship with them. You put them on campus. They could have went to another university. You can bench them. That's true. But the way it was approached and the way it's been handled, it's just astronomically a bad look for college football coaches in general, if that's going on. But, it's just like the NFL. I mean, I can see both sides of it. In the NFL, if you're not good enough, they cut you. If these players want to learn the kind of business that they're trying to get into, then they have to deal with the stark realities of the fact that you might get cut. So, like I said, I can see both sides of this. Contime may be a little right about it. Like I said, once again, it's how he's handled himself and how he's talked to people. And he just generally does not have a respect. He wants respect, but he's always disrespecting people. like Pat Narduzzi. And when he referenced the comment made by Pat Narduzzi and how Deion should not be cutting these players the way he's cutting them, he said, people are just jealous, yada, 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 you know, all the bullshit lines that Deion likes to put out there. And then he said, I don't even know who he is, so why do I care? If he walked in this room today, I wouldn't know who the hell he was. That's just great, man. That's just good trash talk, you know, amongst players and whatnot. But if you want to be considered a professional in your business, and that's coaching right now, if you want people to respect you as a coach, Deion, then you have to respect other coaches and their opinions too, without taking disrespectful jabs, man. And he treats this whole thing like a coronation of a beauty pageant for himself. Oh, con time, the attention whore, queen of attention whores, is con time Deion Sanders. And y'all going to see that pretty soon. Y'all going to see all of you out there that's bought into this crap, and y'all all up his ass, and you got a poster of him on your ceiling over your bed, peeling your tater to your Deion Sanders poster. It's going to come to an abrupt end, and at least I think within 3 years. Because he's treating this like it's a circus and like it's some kind of pageant for him. Because he has no respect, man. And he's never going to get respect that he wants because he has no respect. And he'll be out of football coaching in 3 years. And it won't be because he got promoted to another bigger school or because he went to the NFL. It'll be because he's going to realize that he's just not good enough. They're going to start having really bad seasons. They're going to probably start next year winning about 2 or 3 games. Next year, maybe 4 games, maybe 5. But he'll never have a winning season, in my opinion, at Colorado. And people like him, they can't take it. They can't take the losses because they feel like it's a reflection upon them, which is a winner. That's the way you're supposed to feel. But with Deion, it's something much more than that. And now he brings in this Jackson State running back to his program. Just like I said in a previous podcast about Deion, he keeps bringing in these Jackson State players. There's a reason why, outside of Travis Hunter, there's a reason why the rest of those players on your roster were not recruited by Division I schools, not even by Colorado, the team that you're kicking players off of. If you put Jackson State in the Pac-12, how many games do you think they'd win? Unless they scheduled one of their HBCU brothers as a non-conference game, they'd lose every single game they played for an eternity probably. But just want to touch on that real quick. And there's a little heart down here. If you don't mind, hit that. There's a little thanks button. Also, as I said before, you can subscribe to the Outlaw Posse. The little join button. That's the subscribe button. Only $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.